What's popping YouTube? Gender Zach back again, and oh my gosh, chapter 895 was so hype. Charlotte Katakuri versus Luffy is probably top 5 fights of the series. Not even probably, it is top 5 fights of the series. It was amazing. But anyways, let me get into what I want to talk about today, and that's Gear 4 in all its forms. And let's start with Bounce Man. Okay, Bounce Man is the most balanced of all the forms, and I feel like there's gonna be another form we haven't seen yet called Gear Forth. Let's go with Lion Man for now. I will talk about what I think about it later on, but let's go with Lion Man. And I feel like Gear 4 Bounce Man is the most balanced of Snake Man, Tank Man, and Lion Man. If there is another form, I feel like if you combine all three forms, that's what you get in Bounce Man. Just more balance in all defense, speed, attack, etc. I feel like that's what Bounce Man is. And then when it comes to Tank Man, we already saw that it's probably his worst form in my opinion in Gear 4. He's just really big and he just sits there and he just eats hits. I mean, when it comes to a really strong opponent, it doesn't seem that useful. When it comes to fodder, sure. When it comes to like someone like Cracker who's weak to pain or some weak ass opponent, yeah, Tank Man's pretty good. And I feel like there's another form of Tank Man we still haven't seen yet because Oda decided to write full version, and I don't know if it was because Luffy was just coming up with this on the spot and he was just full, or if full version is what happens when he eats a lot, and that's Tank Man, and there's a normal form that he could go to without eating. But we'll just have to wait. I feel like Tank Man's not that useful in combat. Maybe Oda will make it unique later on. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Now let's get into the newest form revealed in 895, Snake Man. That form is beastly, and what I really like about it is that his movement speed doesn't seem to increase, and his armament hockey doesn't seem to be stronger than Bounce Man because he still says ow when facing the block Mochi. He didn't do that when he was in Bounce Man when he clashed with Katakuri. So the only thing that seems to be unique about this form, which I do like, is that its attack speed, its attack speed is increased so much because every time his Python bounces off of the air, it accelerates and it hits with force, and I really think that's cool. It's a really fast attacking form. Is it situational? I don't think so. I feel like Luffy can use it whenever he pleases. I think the only reason he waited this long to use it is because he was working on his observation hockey, trying to compete with Katakuri, and we found out that Luffy is more keen to seeing the color of people or something, or the emotions of people. I don't remember what Rayleigh said specifically. I'll have it up in the video. But we saw Luffy isn't prone to really seeing the future. He's more specialized in another form of observation, which is really cool. So, Snake Man. I feel like it's a really good form. I feel like it's a combination of Gear 2 and Gear 4 in my opinion because we saw a lot of heat on Gear 4 Snake Man. I don't know if it's more heat than Bounce Man. I don't know if it's the same amount, but it looked like a lot of heat was coming off of Luffy. Maybe he has a Hawk version in Gear 4 Snake Man. I don't know. He hasn't revealed it. Maybe that's what King Cobra is. I doubt it because there's no Hawk mention in it, and it didn't look like it was on fire in the end of the chapter. But it's still a really cool form, and I really like it. Gear 4 Bounce Man seems to be a combination of Gear 3 in a sense, not necessarily because Gear 4 Bounce Man blows air into the muscle, and Gear 3 blows air into the bone. But with King Kong Gun, he clearly had to do both because look how big his arm was. So I feel like that's a nice combination of the two. And now let me also get into the last form I think that will be revealed in Wano, and I think it's gonna be called Lion Man. It doesn't have to be an animal. It could be called anything, but I feel like it will be called Lion Man, and it'll specialize in brute strength. I think that's what it's just complete power. I feel like that's all it's gonna be. And you're probably thinking, why hasn't he used this against Katakuri? Well, probably because he won't be able to hit him. Maybe he'll be slower, but a lot stronger. Hit really hard, but really won't be able to be that fast. And I feel like that form will be very useful when the Supernovas and the Straw Hats are fighting Kaido, my bad. I feel like that's what that form will be really good at. Fighting someone like Kaido, just brute strength. Don't really need speed because Kaido doesn't look like a fast guy. We don't know his powers yet and his abilities and how good he is, but he doesn't look like a fast guy. So I feel like having something like uh, Lion Man, just something that would be complete strength, fighting Kaido makes the most sense. I feel like that's what it's gonna be, and I feel like that will be very useful and will be revealed later. Now back to what I was talking about earlier. Is Snake Man situational? No, I don't think so. but I feel like it feels that way, but I doubt it. I feel like that'll be a good. Like, I feel like Snake Man would be a good form for Luffy to use as default. I feel like that'll be very good because if he has that form as default, he can use that to get quick attacks off of his opponent that are not easy to dodge unless you can see the future, like Katakuri. Like, if you can't see the future, then you're not gonna be able to dodge that really fast. Like, he comes at you at every angle, and it's just getting faster and faster. So I don't see people dodging that Gear Force Snake Man very easily. I feel like that's what makes that form really unique, and I feel like that should be the default that Luffy starts off with. As we saw throughout this arc, Luffy's endurance, his stamina, his observation, armament, everything just seems to be increasing drastically. Luffy will be very good by the end of this arc after he recovers and he gets to Wano. Because when I think about it, when we first saw Gear 4 clash with Katakuri, Luffy was able to get out of that form after and run away out of the mirror world with Boulay, as we saw, and he was thinking about what he needs to do to beat Katakuri. He wasn't dead on the ground just needing 10 minutes. He was actually able to run. So clearly by the end of this fight, Luffy will be a lot more adept at using Gear 4, and maybe by Wano he'll be able to switch forms. He'll be able to go from Bounce Man to Snake Man real quick. So who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. So hopefully that's what goes down. Last thing I want to talk about before I wrap up is, does Haki usage change depending on the form? Does Snake Man use up more Haki? Does Balance Man use up more Haki? Or does Tank Man use up more Haki? And I feel like they all share the same amount of Haki usage. I feel like that's something they have in common, and that's something that's like their main weakness, if in a sense. I feel like they use the same amount of Haki. Now I feel like Gear 4 Snake Man drains the most stamina to Luffy, and I think that's because it looks like he's really burning up, like he is in Gear 2 at the same time. That's how it feels. Or not in Gear 2 at the same time, but he's having the same effect as Gear 2 on his body at the same time. So I feel like when it comes to Snake Man, it burns the most stamina. Maybe that's why he saves it for last, or maybe not, because at the same time he was trying to advance his observation Haki, so we don't know this for sure. But I feel like that drains the most stamina at the end of the day. So hopefully we get more information on Gear 4 as time goes on. Hopefully there's another form and we get in Wano, one last one. And I just want to hear your opinions on what you think of Gear 4, what you think of Snake Man, and if you think there's going to be another form. So like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed. And I am out. Peace.